As a 32-year-old Singaporean with a housing purchase coming, saving is super crucial as I prepare for this large purchase. So I thought it'd be a good idea to share with you how I actually budget my salary and track my expenses in preparation for this purchase. I actually use a platform to track my budget and expenses. So I will also be sharing how I do so in a way that is quick and also really precise. And in October, I bust my budget by about $147. So when I do upload my expenses for November, which I'll be showing you guys, let's see if I can keep to my budget. So these are the different budget categories that I have. Let's start off with travel. I set about $200 every month or $2,400 every year, which amounts to about 2 short trips a year. Point to note is that I do not include food and shopping when I'm traveling according to this category because I would rather park them under those individual categories. For shopping, $50 a month. That allows me to buy like one clothing apparel. For public transport, as someone that goes to office about 3 to 4 times a week, I spend about $150, and that should suffice. When it comes to private transport, and that includes the ride-hailing apps as well as short-term car rentals such as GetGo, I budget $250 a month. For miscellaneous, which is spending that doesn't belong to any other category, I budget $30. The grooming, $20. That include like haircut, hair wax, etc. Now groceries, because I don't really cook, so I only budget $20. Now, when it comes to giving, I actually have a budget. I actually have a category for this, which includes giving to parents, charities, to bless people, stuff like that. It's actually a really huge portion of my budget at $1,100 every month. When it comes to food, I budget $550 a month, and I use a rule of thumb, which is $5 for breakfast, $6 for lunch, and $7 for dinner. Across the month, amounts to $550. Now for entertainment, I budget $20. I don't really spend much on entertainment. And now I will show you the lunch money platform and how it auto calculates that amount. So for the month of October in lunch money, according to the budgeted amount, I overshot by $147 due to the areas in red. So I can actually jump in to see why did I spend more than the budget amount for travel, for example, by going into each category. So I went to Malaysia in October, and that's why perhaps exceed the budget, but I think annually for traveling we are still tracking well. So the main question is, how does lunch money actually allow me to upload and track all of these expenses? So I will do that by showing you how I do it for the month of November. So I can upload both PDF files and CSV files. So I believe most local banks in Singapore should be able to export CSV or PDF files. So if your bank allows that, then great. In the US, lunch money can auto connect to your bank, but in Singapore, it is currently unable to do so. So you can see that it has already auto-uploaded and put in the date and the payee and the amount information, etc. In lunch money, there are actually 3 ways to categorize the expenses. Now, there is a manual way, which is going into each transaction to change the category. That's the manual way. The other way is to do bulk edit, so that you can click on a bunch of different transactions and bulk edit to change them to a certain category. And the last one, which is the best way to me, is to set up rules. So I can actually go under rules in lunch money and set certain automations. So for example, the lunch place near my house, the drink store, whenever I pay now to it, the transaction says that it goes to like this person called Wufu, or this could be the brand of the drink store. So now I set the automation such that every time the payee contains the word Wufu, it will auto categorize the transaction to food. So I have a bunch of these different automations. So every month when I upload the transactions, a lot of them are already categorized. But of course, I know that there is a bunch of transactions that are still uncategorized. So what I will do is that I will change the categories manually for this, and usually most of them are full anyways, right? But I will fast forward here because it takes probably just a few minutes for me to change these categories. Okay, so I've changed the transactions to the right categories. So now the question is, did I overshoot the budget or not? Let's go and see. For the month of November, as you can see, for the month of November, no, I'm actually within the budget by $66. Yeah, so that means that I've kept within my budget for the month of November. Now, just a few things to note. Now, you might be wondering why categories such as insurance and taxes doesn't appear in this budget, and that is because those are fixed expenses that doesn't change based on my spending behavior. So I don't really need to track them here. But I still track them under cash flow analysis in Lunch Money that shows the actual transactions in and out of all the different bank accounts and credit card statements and totals it, and you can see transactions such as taxes and insurance are all here. Even certain amounts that I set, such as transitory amounts, where if there are money that is coming in that is meant to go out, it will be under transitory, or the other way, right? Like let's say if I spend on a work-related expense, but I know that I'll be claiming it, I'll categorize it as work transitory, and it should all be zero either within the month or across a few months. So if I spend $80 on work and I know I'll be claiming it, even if I don't claim it back in October, when November comes, I will claim it. So eventually it will all equate to zero. So that's the beauty about Lunch Money. And also another thing, for those of you who use manual tracking and find that, that is another option, you're right, but the reason that I don't do a manual tracking app is because I want to use this to eventually track not just for me, but for my wife, for my household. And so the practical way is to use Lunch Money. And even though it might cost a few dollars a month, especially if you pay annual, I think it's pretty worth it for me. And it really gives me the best insights that it really helps me to track easily and accurately. So hope this benefits you. And if you want to sign up for Lunch Money, I have a referral code that gives you a free extra month of trial. But if not, you can use your friend's referral code or something. I don't know. So yeah,